We are live at Harrah's Casino, and we are at the Rave event, and we're going to ask Rodney all about that. Raving. Sorry, raving. I've been corrected. Okay, we are Girls Talk Rock. We're powered by the mighty WS Radio, and we're now on the EnterTalkRadio Network.com. So we are ready to go with that. Let's see. Our guest today is going to tell us all about exactly what he does. He's got some really big news. Beth, why don't you tell us what Rodney's big news is?
Well, I just want to really walk through it just to keep everybody in hesitation. One thing, we're coming back off of NAMM, which was last week, the National Association for Musicians and Merchants. And what an exciting week last week for Rodney was there, and of course all our friends from WS Radio. EnterTalk had a big breakout weekend, and we'll be talking about that more in the time to come. But it really was a breakout time for Rodney Elliott and Silver Tiger Production. And so between NAMM and today, here at the 18th Annual Indian Gaming Convention, the Raving Convention, tell us the collective of this past week, what you're announcing, and why it's so exciting.
Cool. So the super awesome, great things that have happened so far is not only is Silver Tiger having its first show tonight, but also the whole idea of partnershiping up with a couple of people I'm super excited about. One is called EngageX, and it is an app company that makes applications for your phone. And then the other one is called eTix, and it is a ticketing company that I'm also going to be partnershiping up with. So I'm really, really excited about making these moves happen.
Well, how did this come to be? I know just a couple of months ago we were talking to you over at the studio. By the way, everybody, we're broadcasting tonight from Harrah's down in Valley Center. We're getting ready for a big celebratory event, so it's a little special. And a lot has happened. You know, Rodney, you have been talking about doing this. You're really a great booker and marketing and project management. What was the biggest inspiration for you? And here you are, just a couple months later, leading to this point here tonight. We're really excited because we get to share it with you, but really, what was the impetus? What do you think is most exciting?
Well, to start off, this entire thing has been very organic, and what I mean by that is I have not made phone calls, I've not tried to make connections, I have not done anything yet. Everything has came to me on a silver platter, and I think that's all just from, one, luck, but two, just the idea of the way the universe is, and getting all deep for a minute and saying, if something's meant to happen, it will. So here, the people with Raving Consulting contacted me and said they would love to have some entertainment at their event, and the company I used to work for never responded to them, and I no longer work with them, so I had no way of responding to them, didn't know they were even doing this event.
Yeah.
And so they called me personally and said, hey, we'd love to do entertainment. Are you still working with that company? I said, no, I'm not, but I would still love to help you with entertainment. And that's when my company was born, literally.
Literally, that's how it happens, and that is organic. Most people have the opposite problem. They form an idea, form a company, and then they're just like itching and crawling and gnawing for contacts. And you're on the other side, and I want to know how that's affecting the order in which you're forming your business. Of course, it must seem like you're coming from the other side. And how is that affecting, what you do?
Well, I have a lot of ideas that are super hard to implement and put together without finances.
Sure.
And so I come to a convention, and I meet people who make applications. I'm like, there's no way this is, like, I'm literally meeting someone who makes them here at the convention. Then I meet someone who does ticketing. They already do it, and that was another thing that I wanted to do. And it makes sense for me to just partnership up with people who are already doing it and doing it well.
Oh, that's so excellent. And of course, they already know you on a first name basis, and so that's really making all the difference. For all our listeners out there that are musicians, who are wannabe musicians, who are fans of musicians, this is all the backside of things that have to happen in order for any show, for any booking event to happen, from the lowest, easiest, smallest event at a coffee shop, really, to bars, to clubs, to venues, lounges, and of course any of the casino or corporate events that Rodney Elliott is really familiar working with. So I know all these are going to be on the broad spectrum of what you do, but what's your first priority as far as talent and bringing in the kind of talent you want to have for the bookings that you want to create contacts with?
Well, just again, this entire thing happening days before NAMM, literally.
Right.
And I go to NAMM, and I've met some of the biggest and most amazing bands who said they would love for me to represent them. So, I mean, it's been absolutely insane. I'm thinking Faster Pussycat, like, they want me to
Let's do this.
represent them, they want me to help book them. Yeah, sounds great, love to, you know? It's been absolutely awesome.
Well, what I would like our listeners to know is that Rodney Elliott's been doing this for a long time. I said Elliott. Yes, Rodney Elliott. He's been doing this for a super long time. And what I want our listeners to understand is that he knows what he's doing when it comes to this kind of stuff. So why don't you tell us exactly everything that Silver Tiger is going to offer, whether it's a venue or it is a musician.
So again, when I started this whole entire company, there wasn't a tie or a way to just say I'm only going to do this and I'm not going to do that, because I've worked in entertainment for over 20 years as a musician, as a sound engineer, as a tech, as a tour manager, as a booking agent, as a talent buyer. I literally have tapped into all the spectrums that there is in entertainment. And one that I really want to get into is ticketing and web apps. So now in partnership with two amazing people that I think are a great fit for me, and they also like my company and what I represent. And everyone that I've spoke to so far at this event, I'm just selling my experience, and I'm also consulting. So a lot of people are all about getting a job and try and take over companies. I will come just consult if you just need me to put my 2 cents and try to help you better what you already have done. I'm open to that too.
Well, this is one of those things, I think, all of you who are working musicians, and a lot of you are self-managed, and a lot of you have several management companies helping you form your calendar every quarter. And the people you want to work with are ones that are easy to communicate with, of course, who really respond to all your communications. But what are some other elements that you really that make your talent and your clients stand out, that makes it easier for you to work with them and makes you want to engage with them more?
Well, a lot, and I'd say a lot meaning 90% of the bands or the clients are all people I've worked with already. Since I've started this company, meaning weeks ago, my phone has rang off the hook from literally people who are looking for bands and wanting me to help book them,
Right.
to bands themselves who have contacted me going, I heard you left your company, are you still booking? I hope you are, we really want to work with you, you've been amazing. And I just come from a different aspect. When I book a band, I'm also looking at all logistics, and I'm wanting stage plots and input lists to go to the venue, and the venue's going, wow, you really handle this well. It's just because I think that's what you should be doing. Mm-hmm. And then if I'm in a band, I'm also trying to help book them, and I'm trying to make it the best show that I can make. And so I'm just always going at it. I want to go as far as I possibly can in that realm.
Well, this is just full care service, and I think anybody who has worked, again, in the music business on any side of it has been, unfortunately, part of an event or events plural that have not had those details ironed out. And there's some really tells in any program you show up. Maybe you go to an event and there's no one to meet with you, or there's not a sound person, or you don't know what they expect from you, or the length of a set, or what kind of gear you need, and all these crazy details. So it's kind of exciting for me to see this lift off with you.
You're a major part of it.
Yeah,
to see that.
and it's so exciting because having the confidence that someone's going to take care of that is huge for most musicians. And
well, it's made it easier for the clients too, because even here, I've done events now for several years at Harrah's, and all of them are super nice to me, super responsive, really, really helpful. And I say, hey man, I just thank you guys all so much for helping. They're like, no man, you've been great. You're always super easy to work with. If you're going to say that about you, I'm like, wow, thank you.
Yeah.
So I mean, just it's been really, really, really amazing. I'm looking forward to this summer. It's just going to be insane.
Well, it transcends what you do. So, who you are, it comes around full circle. We are, of course, I said before, broadcasting live from Harrah's in Valley Center right now. You've got a project tonight. Tell us about the convention here, what kind of people are going to be in this room later with the wonderful DJ. We got Florentino Buenaventura is going to be DJing. Of course, we have Groove Kitty's going to get some grooves and moves going. But who are the people you're entertaining and talking to in here so that our listeners can know the kind of people who get together and do these conventions?
So Raving Consulting is the one putting on the event, and they're a consultant company that specializes in Indian gaming. And the people that are here all work in casinos or for some sort of Indian gaming corporation or company, and most are in marketing and promotions. That's the specialty and the main focus. So I'm the only one here that has anything to do with entertainment.
Okay, hold that thought, Rodney, because when we come back, we're going to talk to him all about what he's doing currently in this showroom tonight, and what he's doing with Harrah's in the future, and what he's doing with Silver Tiger Productions in the future. And we've got some other stuff to talk about because he's got his own radio show, and we're going to talk about that as well right when we come back. We'll be right back. All right. Thank you, listeners, so much for listening to Girls Talk Rock, who is now on the EnterTalk, should say network, if I can say that right, EnterTalk.com network, which is powered by WSRadio.com for our live events. Talk Radio?
So, EnterTalk Radio. We're so happy to be here.
EnterTalk Radio. Okay, let me get that right. EnterTalk Radio. Okay, good. So, we're back with Rodney Elliott, and we're here tonight in the mini ballroom, South Tower of Harrah's Casino, and we are going live because Rodney has a lot of stuff to talk about, and we are going to be he's going to be proud sponsors of our show, Girls Talk Rock, and that Silver Tiger production is what we're talking about. And let's get back to Rodney right now. What do you say, Beth?
Yeah, I'm just so excited because we got a lot going on. I'm going to be playing tonight, so I've got high energy. I'm amped up, man. But this is the kind of thing we're looking more forward to, is talking to you in detail about what you're going to have to offer your client base. We are a Southern California show. We like to take care of our local musicians, our local traveling musicians, cover, tribute, original, all these people, and you're looking at some much bigger parts of your company. They're going to cover a wider scope for your clients on both sides.
Yeah, there's no cutting edges where any other people have. I'm doing literally everything.
So and I know that you were talking to some contacts today that you were already in network with about two specific things, about ticketing and also about creating some websites and creating
web apps for folks.
Web apps for folks. So let's talk about those two things because that's really fresh.
So the first thing, it's a web app company called Engagix, and they are an absolutely amazing company. They've done a lot for car companies and commercials, and they've worked with a lot of more of the corporate, and they're wanting to tap more into the casino/entertainment department. And I got together with them today and discussed how it would be a viable way for me to maybe partnership up with them on my ideas, because what I want is an app for a phone that gives you a map to the casino, tells you where the stages are, what time bands are playing, where the restaurants are, what kind of food specials they have. I mean, just having an app literally help you plan out your day at that casino.
The whole
day. And most apps are telling you different things, and they're trying to sell you stuff, whatever. But I want an app that the casino actually will be able to engage with the clients that walk in the door on a different level, and through entertainment and through marketing, and it's just it's all coinciding with each other, and a lot of people never looked at it that way. Right. And I also am going to add ticketing to it with a company called eTix. So you literally can buy a ticket for a concert on your phone, walk up to the door during you're at the casino, didn't even know a band's playing that night, and you found out they're playing because you're on the app. Press buy, and you buy a ticket, and then you literally get a code, and you walk up to the door of the event, and then just zap your phone, you walk right in.
Oh, man. And will this include like specials for your clients? Like, if there's like to get better seating?
Yeah, so giveaways,
VIP passes,
food, drinks. Yes, it's all something that they're going to have more options than just, going online and buying them. I'm so excited about the opportunities. It's crazy.
You know what, folks? I mean, you're hearing it here first on Girls Talk Rock, and that's the reason we are in the community and doing our show about local and about community. And that's what we believe in. We've always believed in musicians getting ahead, venues getting the people in the door, and all that. So this is going to be an amazing thing that we're doing. Now you're listening to EnterTalk Radio, EnterTalkRadio.com. You go there, you can find our page, you can find Rodney's page. I want to get into something right now and just switch gears just a little bit, because you have a show coming up on the EnterTalk Radio Network, and I want to find out all about Music Gear Talk. Let's talk about that.
Cool. So, actually had my first show live at NAMM, which was absolutely amazing.
You did.
I couldn't believe it.
You rocked it.
Some of the most kick-ass people on the planet came over to my booth and talked live. It was so cool. We had Brad Zeal from QSC who came over and talked about the new gear that they got going out. We had some amazing people from Personas come over and talk about the new speakers that they have, and I mean, it was awesome. I couldn't believe some of the musicians that we talked. Oh my God, I mean, it was just, and I'm huge fans of Oingo Boingo anyways, and I'm like sitting next to him talking, he had no idea. Like,
Mr. Vados, I think you're talking, you're sitting down. What a great crew. We were like a hummingbird feeder. I think we set up, for those of you who were at NAMM and saw the EnterTalk Radio booth site set up on various days. We were live several days and coming and going throughout on site. We had extra reporters and people going out and interviewing people. And I know you got your first time live, and you had a lot of people just drawn to you, wanting to know exactly what was going on. Because you do. You have Silver Tiger Production going, which is a really broad spectrum. All of our listeners out there, make sure you flood his email. We'll give that to you a little later, to make sure you can have the opportunity to be part of what he's doing and what's happening at Silver Tiger. And then, of course, you've got your radio show going on. And this is going to be about gear. So you are a gearhead.
Yeah, I'm a
You're
complete
techie.
gearhead. I'm so into gear. I have to read every magazine and article and know everything about whatever is new and what's coming out.
You're ready to
And
get down and dirty and talk the talk and do the
to have
gear
an
talk with all the
opportunity.
nerdies, yeah?
It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. Like,
What was the
I
biggest
can't-
stuff at NAMM this year?
There was a lot of new pedals and guitar effects and stuff that I'm super excited about. A lot of PA gear that I'm always wanting to know the newest versions and the most innovative. There's a lot of just different weird instruments and strange little odd things. Like we found this little plastic thing that you put on your pedal and you can actually use your foot to change knobs. But like 99 cents and you're there. Like it's cool. Like I like everything. There wasn't
Practical stuff.
Yeah,
really
I'm
useful.
completely all over the board. But I went to a lot of places. I went to their booth of clients that I actually have worked with, like Bogner. They're a super great amp, so I went over to their booth and just was like, hey, I'm a fan. I've worked with tons of bands that have used your amps and were endorsed with them, and name drop a little, which we don't need to do. And it was just really, really cool to get his response. I said, I'd love to have him on the show, talk about whatever new ones he has. He was like, wow, this sounds great. I mean, it's just, I'm getting to do
Right
the
away,
most
right
dream
away.
job. Like, it's crazy.
Now, part is your role also as a radio host, and also with Silver Tiger Production as really the CEO and leading general manager right now. Will you be looking, of course, to get product endorsement for your company as well as for some of your artists? And what is the differentiation for that?
Well, being endorsed, there's so many different levels, from getting something free to just getting something discounted to you just having faith in and wanting to actually push a product, and there's no real endorsement. You just really feel like you want to push a product because it's just a good product. I've been super lucky to be endorsed with Ultimate Ears. It's an in-ear company. They're absolutely amazing, but super cool people and really on it, and just really great to work with. Brian Geller over there has just been amazing. And then again, QSC, absolutely just some of the best people, but it's really, they make a great product, and that is very important to me. And then Persona, same thing. They've just been so good to me personally.
Yeah.
You know, there's a million people emailing them and trying to call them and asking questions, and they've gotten back to me, if not answered right away. Like, just been amazing to work with, and that's just a pleasure. You know, like, a lot of people don't realize like how lucky I am to be able to work with some huge companies like that.
Well, just getting communication is a really big deal. So I think there's a lot to be said for that. I don't think that's by mistake that you get people responding to you. I mean, it really is kind of built into how you work as a human being and in business. So again, that kind of falls through into the people you work with and the musicians you work with. What advice can you give our listeners? Maybe a lot of them who were at NAMM this season and they're kind of dabbling with, wanting to get endorsements, right?
Sure. Yeah.
And I guess the first thing is what you just said. They should really love the product at first before they approach anybody. It shouldn't be the other way around.
So,
like, I'll use your product, please give it to me. It should be the other way around, right?
So the first thing is, people that like a product and want to be endorsed by it, it's not about what they get from that company. It's what will that company get from them.
Yeah.
And if they can figure that out, anyone and everyone will get endorsed. It's just about what can they do for the company that they want to endorse.
What are you offering? How much exposure? How much use?
Exactly.
Your fans are going to see what you're doing and appreciate it.
If a company gets something out of it from you, they are all about that. But most people just think you just get handed something because you're a good musician and they just think you're great and they give it to you. Yeah.
I have a question I think that our listeners might want to know, and that is, if you're a musician and you want to work with somebody like a Rodney Elliott and Silver Tiger, tell us exactly what they're going to have to do to approach you and talk to you and have you work with them.
So repeat the question again. And
with Silver Tiger, if you're a musician and you want to get if you want to work with Rodney Elliott and Silver Tiger Production, what is an artist going to have to do to reach out to you?
Well, obviously, first thing, just reach out by emailing or calling, or contact me on the website, contact me on email, contact me on Facebook.
We're going to, we are going to get more of that exact information when we come back, because I want to make sure everybody hears it. We're going to cut to a commercial right now. This is Gurlz Talk Rock on EnterTalkRadio.com. Hold tight. Get the information. It's worthy. Stand by. Hello. We're back, of course, here with Gurlz Talk Rock, live at Harrah's Casino in Valley Center. Our guest tonight, of course, is Rodney Elliott, who is with Silver Tiger Production. Last time he was on, he was a booker, promoter, talent buyer, but now he is Silver Tiger Production, and he is also running his own radio show here at EnterTalkRadio.com, powered by the mighty WS Radio, and it is Gear Talk. So we want to go straight into that, talk a little bit about Gear Talk, and we also want to make sure before we leave today, we give everybody all your information, because I have a feeling that, like your past month has been, your past couple of weeks have been,
insane.
You are going to get flooded with a lot of people who have interest, and that's where we're going to step on right now. Tracy Smith and I'm of course Beth Venus, here with Gurlz Talk Rock, are here every night from 6 to 7 on Wednesday evenings doing our live broadcast. But for those of you who've been following, we're out and about. EnterTalk is about the entertainment industry here, and we're out and about at all kinds of shows and coming and going and filming, and you've probably seen our crews all over town. We do want to make a point of saying to you guys, we are going to be doing a lot more, and we want you to contact us as well. Contact Tracy Smith and Beth Venus. You can go right to Tracy at GurlzTalkRock.com and contact us if you want us to come to your show, your live show. Tell us why we should come, what you guys are doing. Let us know if you think we should be doing a live broadcast from your show. To get you out there and what makes you important, or if you're up and coming and we should get a piece of the action before and say we knew you when. So leaving on that, Rodney, hey man, you're gonna have a lot of the people doing that for your setting. What kind of press kits are you hoping to get from people when musicians send something your way? What do you really expect, and what gets your attention?
There's a major professionalism that comes across when they have great photos, great audio, and great video. If they can't supply those three things, then I don't know how they expect me to sell.
And how many people come to you, or how many bands come to you and try and submit something where it's like maybe half of what you need? How many bands out there are doing that?
With the last company that I worked for, we'd get hundreds, so several a day, if not 10 or 20 a day.
And you can't book bands like that, right?
There were ones that stuck out, ones that just sounded amazing, ones that looked amazing, and then you contact them, and if they're cool people and not big-headed and super cool to work with, and you're on board with them and you move forward. I'm really excited about a lot of the bands already that I'm working with that have contacted me and heard about me leaving my company and kind of asking me to move forward with it. Groove Kitty being one of them, of course.
Oh, ooh, la 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 la. We're having a good time. Those of you who are local, you guys, most people know Groove Kitty. We've been local for about 7 years, having a good time playing our guilty pleasures. But we met here on, Rodney and I met here on the radio show.
That's it.
And this is a great example of just, we're always trying to encourage our musicians to really get out there and network. And you never know who you're standing next to or who you might have met or who you were trying to get a hold of who might have, could have, would have been somebody. And that's never been more than true than was at NAMM last weekend. Tracy and I have so many stories where we're just standing waiting to get in with the press. We were there for media this year. It was my first year being there as media. And there we were next to all kinds of people. Of course, I'm a little more clueless than the rest of the staff here, but she was highlighting to me who everybody was. And that was exciting. Tracy, talk about that.
Well, let me just drop a couple names because we had a couple guys stop by the booth like Johnny Vatos and Vatos, and Paris Escovedo. Paris Escovedo ended up meeting up with us in the line where we were taking pictures of the red carpet event for the She Rocks Awards. And let me just tell you a second about the She Rocks Awards when we were there. It was the most single amazing event that I've ever been to, not because there was all female rockers, but just because everybody that was there was we were all there for the same reason, to see amazing musicians, male or female, it does not matter. There should be no gender when you're watching somebody on stage rip the guitar like Jennifer Batten did, or like what was it, Rawk Sugar, R-U-C-K, it's S-U-G-A-H. That was the house band, and Shaka Khan is sitting in the audience 2 feet away from us. And I just can't tell you what an amazing event that was. And it was really great to be a part of it. So, and thank you so much to Meredith. I want to give a shout out to Meredith right now if she's listening. Because Meredith, you rock the planet, girl. And that's exactly what she's with. She rocks the planet. So, you know what? It's just one of those amazing events. But Rodney, tell us a little bit about what you got out of it as far as some of the people, the musicians, the celebrities that you met up with and got to hang out with.
Definitely, yeah. There was so many new companies and new products, but there was a lot of older ones. I've been a super fan of Telefunken microphones forever. They're just a super great, super clear, super amazing microphone. And I saw their booth and went up and asked them about maybe, having them on the show. And they introduced me to someone who happens to be in San Diego. Their rep happens to be in San Diego, and if people don't know, Telefunken is from a whole other country, much alone being in my city that I live in, La Mesa, California. It was just one of those things that just, again, organically happened, and he loved to be on our show. He loved to talk about his microphones, and this is a really exciting thing that just happened randomly.
Well, and that's just how it is, I think I was in a few different booths, and somebody turned around and they said, oh my gosh, is that so-and-so? And we're shaking hands, and all of a sudden it was a voice that we had talked on the phone before, but we had never met. And that eye-to-eye contact really was something great to build. For those of our musicians out there who don't go annually, make sure you hook up, whether you're a teacher or whether you're a professional player, whether you're sponsored or not sponsored. Trust me, there's a way to get you out there. And go to NAMM and make sure you're connecting with the new merchandise, the new materials, and all the people who are out there to meet and greet, because that's really what it's about. Hell, go hang out at the Hilton. Exactly. That's something you can do too. We want to give a shout out real quick to Moe's Guitars. Moe's was a sponsor for us. It is a sponsor for us for EnterTalkRadio, as well as for our road trip to NAMM this year. If you didn't get a Moe's cap or shirt, we're so sorry. But they were in demand this weekend, and they were a huge sponsor for us, and continue to support EnterTalk.com and Girls Talk Rock, of course. I want to, before we really lose any time with you, I want to make sure we get you to leave your direct email, any phone numbers, Facebook. Make sure you get on there and like them on Facebook so you can see what's going on with Silver Tiger Production. And also, let's make sure that when we tell people to contact you, one, they tell right away, say why you're contacting them. If you're a musician, if you're an artist, if you're a talent buyer, if you're a manager, if you're a studio owner, please identify yourself and let them know what you have to bring to the table, because these things are forming now. And then what do you want them to make sure they state in their letter to you?
Well, first off, the best way to reach me is www.silvertigerproduction.com. That would be my main and easiest way to contact me. My email there is rodney@silvertigerproduction.com. Also, you can contact me here at the radio station, rodney@entertalkradio.com. And yeah, that's the best way to reach me. If you want to go on Facebook, we have a Silver Tiger.
It is pretty badass.
Yep, so and that's just Facebook /Silver Tiger Production, no S at the end, .com.
Now, in doing all this, we're here, of course, I said again, we're at Harrah's at this event, but I want to know, what is the range of artists you're looking for? We have, of course, like I said, bars, lounges, clubs, acoustic players, original, live, tribute, people who play all tracks and just sing along, people who do all live and wouldn't be caught dead playing tracks. What are the things that you're looking for to fulfill the demand you have from your clients?
Well, I'm really excited about a lot of people. I mean, again, Fast Pussycat was just one of many. There's another band called Bangkok 5 who I've been a fan of and friends with their drummer for years, and they were signed and touring and doing really well, and then they broke up for 5 years, and I absolutely just ran into them randomly, and they were like, yeah, we're talking about getting back together. I was like, well, I'm actually having my own agency, I can actually book. And they're like, oh my God, that'd be amazing. So there's that. There's another band, I don't know if anyone's a fan of a band called the Deftones, but the singer of Deftones has a side project, and they are called Team Sleep, and I toured their last tour with them as a front-of-house engineer, and I'm really looking forward to working with them in any way, shape, or form possible. There's also just a lot of tribute bands that I'm looking forward to selling and just getting out there and letting people just really get great shows from. And then there's a lot of cover bands that I've worked with over the years that I absolutely love and just very passionate about selling.
And let's just say this, that Rodney takes care of you from the bottom floor to the top floor. He takes care of every aspect of it for you, all the logistics, everything. I just can't stress enough how very professional that Rodney is, because you know what, and he's a friend of ours here at the station, and it's just a great match that Gurlz Talk Rawk is getting together with Silver Tiger. So when we come back in this fourth quarter, I say quarter because I'm a football fan, we're going to be talking to Rodney about what 2016 holds for all of this, because coming up, the future is bright for all of us. We're building it together. EnterTalk Radio, that's EnterTalkRadio.com. As you know, we are Gurlz Talk Rawk. We are on EnterTalkRadio.com. That's EnterTalk Radio.com. We are powered by the mighty WS Radio for our live broadcasts. We are back with Rodney Elliott of Silver Tiger Production and Music Gear Talk. Music Gear Talk is his new show, which is going to be coming up in just a couple of weeks. We're getting all the details worked out. He's going to have his own gear show. Rodney just got a text, and it's a pretty exciting one, so we're going to let him tell you exactly what happened just 30 seconds ago during the commercial break. Go ahead, Rodney.
So I'm actually asked to do the entertainment for the next event similar to what I'm doing now, and it's going to be February 9th here at Harrah's Rincon with another corporation, and it's called CNIGA. So I'm really, really excited about that. It's insane that literally as I'm sitting here, I was asked.
See, that's how fast things are moving, and this is what happens when you do right by business. And this is going to sound so corny, but come, call, meet Rodney. We're having such a good time with them that we absorbed him here at EnterTalk Radio, and I'm really excited to know him. He is a musician as well, And he's doing more and more with events like this. And so this is the kind of thing, if you're a musician and you are out there listening right now, you want to be connected with these things. You want to be doing the right thing. You want to be saying the right thing. I think at the end of the second quarter, I did, and we're talking quarters because we're sports.
We're football.
We're sports girls too. But we really, we were put a call out to contact Tracy, T-R-A-C, is with an I on your site. Tracy with an I at Gurlz Talk Rawk, which is Gurlz Talk, T-A-L-K, Rawk, R-A-W-K, like it's raw. And make sure you contact us if you think we should be going to your event, broadcasting from your event, and making a scene, making a splash, and doing some interviews. We're going to be bringing a crew. Maybe it'll be a film crew, maybe it'll be a sound crew. But we want to make a fuss, and we want to see those of you out there who think it's time you had Gurlz Talk Rawk and EnterTalk at your event. Now, that said, I know Rodney's reaching out too. I want to make sure you get the messages out to artists, to venues, the kind of venues you're working with, the kind of corporate events you're looking out for. You get that message out, and then we're going to make sure you can't leave here without a quattro today. So let's get this done.
Nice. So yeah, I'm really looking forward. Just this summer alone, I've already been contacted by a lot of festivals and fairs. I'm super excited about a couple of casinos that I just played recently with my own tribute band, B-Muse, a Muse tribute band. Yeah, it's just, everything is just happening really, really fast. But again, it's like super organic, and it's stuff that I haven't even tried really hard, and I haven't emailed or called anyone yet. Everyone's just been contacting me as soon as the new year started. It's like 2016, like let's all contact Rod. It's been insane.
So it's amazing what things can turn around so quickly. Those of you who, in this business, there's a lot of slumps, highs and lows, and that's probably an understatement for most of us. Yeah, in the least. This is very comforting to see somebody who's worked really hard be able to come, be risen on a high and starting to head towards their hallmark for some of the things they're working towards. It's really exciting, and it's really compelling to be around. So those of you working, playing, the really shout out and the lesson and the little nugget we can give you today from Gurlz Talk Rawk is, one, contact us because we want to go down to your show and see what's popping. And two, make sure you get a hold of Silver Tiger production, and make sure you contact him and let Rodney know what you have to offer, and you want to be in his queue, you want to be on his radar, because these are the things that make a big difference. Please, all the typical things, no drugs, no stupid, no crazy. I mean, this sounds like common sense, people, but I'm just going to throw it out there. This is a teacher in me saying, hey guys, let's not be stupid. Don't act like it's just all rock and roll. This is business.
It's very much business.
We want you to represent, and don't throw yourself at this man, or us, by the way, Gurlz Talk Rawk, if you're on the other side of that crazy.
Well, I'm looking forward to hearing from everybody. Again, I can't believe just within one day of getting the Facebook up, there's like thousands and thousands of people reaching out to me, hundreds signing up on Facebook. I'm like, this is crazy.
It's awesome.
Yeah, you try to promote a show and like 10 people say they're going to go and be like, oh, wait. But just start a company and get that much response. It's just been insane. And yeah, I just can't believe all the nice things people have said about me.
Well, that's what happens when you do right by your fans, but the people that you do business with. So Rodney's a very good example of that. And Beth and I, we believe that we're also a very good example of that. We represent very well. Beth, of course, runs studio at CCMA. And if you don't know what that's all about, you need to go look it up. Studio at CCMA. She's up in North County. She's doing it. She's got the brick and mortar. She's taking care of business, just like Rodney is. And I actually have a little bit of business too. So if you want to hit me up for a press kit, if you don't have a press kit, dude, I'll roll out to your show. I'll take video. I'll take pictures. If you don't have a band logo, I will create a band logo for you with my graphics. I will do everything that you need. I'll get you a drum head, a custom drum head if your drummer doesn't have one. I'll get you business cards. I'll make you a banner. It doesn't matter what it is. I can take care of it for you. So definitely hit me up for that. And so Rodney, what's coming up 2016? What do you really want to happen in 2016?
Short-term goals, man.
Short-term goals. Have several casinos that I'm working with regularly, which I kind of already am, but a few more.
Yeah.
Several festivals, again, I'm really excited about. I'm hoping to build those relationships where they use me regularly. I'd like to play as many great shows to as many Muse fans as possible. I'm having just a blast playing with them. And working with bands like Groove Kitty, I just absolutely, it's just a pleasure, and I'm really enjoying what I do. I'm just really enjoying it, and that's been, I can't ask for more.
Well, as it should be, right?
Right.
You know, if you're in a toxic situation anywhere in your life, if you've had some tough stuff, I know like we all have losses, and over the holidays can be so hard. I know, gosh, if you're a musician, we just lost some greats. And even when, if it's not someone you're directly connected to, man, it just really can put you in the dumps. And you really can rise very quickly. It's amazing how things have turned beautifully for you. We want to get right into a few, really, what we call our clock show, but it's really just 4 questions that you got to dig deep and think hard on. And I know this is this is like what you get stuck with when you come on Girls Talk Rock. So, you know, coming in, and, you know, we're using the name Silver Tiger, of course, so we can't ask you what animal you would be, because that would be a typical Girls Talk Rock question. But
It would be a kitty.
Yeah, you could be a kitty, a groove kitty, right? But really, we're going to ask some even bigger questions than that for you. So, you know, you notice we got your short-term goals. Really, this question, first question is big term, long term, other than taking over the world. How broad do you want your reach to be with Silver Tiger? Are you looking for international booking?
Definitely, international is very high up. A lot of bands have been touring, like Ronnie in Germany, like just
Ronnie Lee, yeah.
Ronnie Lee. And I told her I'm going to work with her more on getting more there. And there's a couple other bands. There's a band from Detroit called Ricky Rat who's been playing there. I'm really looking forward to working. There's an old band got back together called the Trash Rats I grew up with. And there's just some really, really fun stuff that I'm excited about and really passionate about. But yeah, it's the world, literally booking the entire world. My whole idea and concept for this has been changing and kind of organically changing, you know, like as it goes. But one of the things I was explaining to people today at the casino was, you know, what all do you do or why do you do it? And I said, well, one of the things is having a concert, doing everything from sound, lighting, staging, and booking.
All right, well, you heard it here. I mean, Girls Talk Rock is on EnterTalkRadio.com, powered by the Mighty WS Radio, and we're out for right now, but we'll see you next Wednesday at 6 p.m. and we got some big guests coming up. Thank you so much for joining us.